There are those that find an attraction to the sea and find the most unstable platforms somehow stable. Sailors are passionate about their time on the water and build their communities by its shore. Waiting for the perfect wind, seafarers work tirelessly daily, managing their crafts. A job that never seems to be done. This community develops the sailors of tomorrow, teaching the young skills that will transcend a lifetime. Where they learn responsibility and how to face difficult challenges, empowering them to manage the wind in their sails, thus enabling these young sailors a lifestyle unlike others.
My name is Michael McAllister. I get to be the executive director at Sail Maine, and I really enjoy this job. It's a great career, great way to live my life. I'm so psyched that I get to work at this cool organization because sailing's had a big impact on my life, and it's great to be building community. You know, as an attorney, I often was like playing defense or trying to like chop something down. But at a nonprofit community sailing center, you're building something, and that's like the most exciting part. I think sailing's great for teaching teamwork. The class structure here allows for, even when you're sailing single-handed, to have a lot of teamwork opportunities. Just getting the boats on and off the rack, it requires a couple people to do, so you got to learn how to coordinate that. And then when you're sailing together, it's a great opportunity to learn teamwork. We are kind of in an urban setting right here in downtown Portland. We're different from a lot of like yacht clubs or other sailing organizations because we have people from all over the region. It's not just our members, it's not just one town. And then we also, our facility allows kids to have a lot of different experiences sailing. So we have Frosties that younger kids can sail. We have Opties. We have J22s and 420s and lasers, and we even have a 40-foot catamaran that we've incorporated into our junior program this year. So it's a really diverse sailing experience, and there's a really diverse set of kids here. Some of the favorite things that I hear are, this really saved my summer, especially with COVID. I've heard that a few times, like Sail Maine has saved my summer. It's really changed my life, not just for this summer, but in general, and just brightening people's day. Earlier this summer, we had a kid who got in a little bit of trouble, and he came up into the office, and I was joking around with him a little bit, and I was saying, I don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up. I still got to figure that out. And he looked at me and he said, "What do you mean you don't know what you're going to do when you grow up? You work at Sail Maine. It's the best place to be." And that really made me crack up, because for him, he just thinks this place is so awesome, and he comes for 2 weeks at a time. And I think the other response that I hear when we talk about how does Sail Maine impact you is kids saying it's their family, and when we had that long time of real intense physical distancing, I heard that from a bunch of kids, that they were just happy to be around their family. And even though the sailing was a little different, to be back here and see their family again was really the most important thing. So, and that makes doing this job and making it work really, worth it. Because it's not just about sailing; it's about friendships and community, and having a space to go to be yourself.
My name is Bill Marshall. I'm the program director here at Sail Maine. I've been working here full-time for 4 years and just coming off my 5th summer and about to be a father. And I think the most important part of Sail Maine to me is getting kids out on the water. So 2020 has been a year like no other. When we were launching the docks in March, we were weeks away from running our spring high school program when everything got started, and I said sort of sarcastically to Michael that, man, we might not be able to run a season here. And then it was just a few days later that we found out that we really wouldn't be able to run a season. So we ran our entire spring program virtually. We had Olympians come in and talk to the kids. We ran online fitness programs for them. And I think just the fact that we were able to come up with that on the fly really shows a lot. We were expecting about 75 kids in the program. We ended up with 65 that stuck it out. So the spring was really successful, and I think that gave us a lot of confidence going into the summer that we would be able to do something. And we were just so grateful to get out on the water at all. We made the decision that the youngest sailors weren't going to be able to adhere to some of the guidelines that we needed to put in place, which was disappointing, but we still were able to run a program with over 300 kids this summer. I think for the kids that were able to be here, using these Sail Maine buffs was a nice highlight and a pretty easy transition for kids. We had hand sanitizer all over the place. We made some adjustments on the boats where kids would single hand 420s instead of double hand. We limited the number of participants here, so we staggered our starts between the race team and the learn to sail. And I think some of these things were positives that we'll bring forward in the future. I think a lot came out of this year that we'll be able to use again. And it's just so fun to see kids having a good time this year. I think this is probably one of the more positive things, especially after being stuck at home for the spring. It just really makes it all worth it. Whoa!
My name is Jordan Kendall Parks. I am the operations manager for Sail Maine. I've been here for 2 years. Outside of Sail Maine, I'm an artist and lover of the outdoors and connecting people to the outdoors. I've actually never rung the bell. I had been working for Ripple Effect, which is another nonprofit outdoor education program in Portland, and I would come off the water after guiding for like 5 days, and I would just see sailors year-round, either in dry suits or in bathing suits and PFDs, just like really having so much fun. And so I would walk through on my way to go home, and everyone was just always having a blast and super friendly. So that's how I found Sail Maine, and when I learned that the operations manager position was open, I was actually living in Belize and wanted to settle more in Maine, and felt like it was a great opportunity to continue connecting people to the ocean. And even though I wasn't a sailor at that point and still don't really consider myself a sailor, I wanted to just be on the water and be around the water, so that's how I found Sail Maine. The most important thing about Sail Maine to me is I think the sense of personal and community awareness that we raise while connecting people to the water, whether that's through our high school sailing program or the outreach programs or the volunteer programs. Just it shows everyone that there is access to all of this in an affordable and possible way.
My name's Eamon Brown. I'm from Portland, Maine, and I've been with Sail Maine for 12 years now. I'm here teaching kids how to sail, for starters, because I had so many great counselors when I was a camper. I want to be a part of that culture, and I want to pass that on to other people. I want my sailors to be counselors here one day, because I think it's one of the best jobs you can have. It's like a ton of fun. You get to be outside all day, and you get to teach people how to sail. And, like, even if you're not the most like crazy person about sailing, like it's still a fun skill to learn, and it's definitely a unique skill to have. So yeah. Alright guys, you can just sail around me until Zach gets out here, and then we're gonna go up on an upwind close haul. One of the most valuable things I've probably taken from Sail Maine is finding something you really want to work at. It's hard to stick with things, and I think there's a lot of distractions when you're like a kid, especially. So like finding something that you might not be good at, but you want to work at is like really invaluable. And I've only found that with a couple other things. Like I really enjoy skiing, but sailing was something I could do like in the off season that I wanted to get better at. And it kind of had the same fluidity in terms of like how it feels. And I think sailing is definitely more of a feel sport, and that's probably why I like it. So the most valuable thing I can take would just be like my knowledge of how I like certain aspects of some sports and certain aspects of others, not so much, but sailing is like a really good combination of a lot of the stuff that I like.
Even in light winds, sailors are taught how to be resourceful and to still have a good time. At the end of these precious days, these young sailors can reflect on their achievements. Through teamwork, they have raised their mains. The wind has hit their sails, and they have glided through the water. New friendships have been formed with their sailing family. These are certainly the good times, where even their joys show through their mask. Those that have been fortunate enough to experience this community will return year after year. The biggest achievement will be the community these sailors have built.
Everyone points to Alec. I can't believe it. Rumors are true here. I know, 11-year-old. No, not you.
Okay.
All right, everybody. We love you guys. And thank you so much for making our week miserable. I mean, great.